Let me give you a brutal truth. Most men lose battles they could have won because they talk. Your girlfriend accuses you of something you didn't do. You feel that familiar surge of injustice. You defend yourself. You explain. You argue. Your voice rises. Your face gets hot. And with every word, you feel her respect for you draining away. You don't lose because you're wrong. You lose because you couldn't stay silent. Strong men understand something different. The more emotional the moment, the more dangerous your words become. 2,000 years ago, a slave named Epictetus proved this under torture. Today, you'll learn 7 reasons why weak men talk and strong men stay silent. Not because they're afraid, but because they understand power. I'll show you what Epictetus knew, what made him more free as a slave than most men are today with everything. Stay with me until the end, because if you understand these 7 reasons, you'll stop over-explaining yourself, you'll stop bleeding power in every conversation, and you'll start to feel a quiet kind of strength that most men never experience. Let me start with the moment that changed everything. The story of Epictetus. 2,000 years ago, in the shadow of the Roman Empire, there was a man who owned nothing. No status, no freedom, not even his own body. His name was Epictetus. He was a slave in the house of Epictetus, a powerful man close to the Emperor Nero. One day, as punishment, Epictetus grabbed Epictetus's leg and began to twist. The pain increased. Bone and muscle were on fire. Epictetus didn't beg. He didn't curse. He didn't try to explain himself. Calmly, he said only one thing. "You're going to break my leg." His master kept twisting. The bone snapped, and Epictetus, still in control of his voice, said, "I told you that you would break it." No screaming, no bargaining, no loss of dignity. Because Epictetus understood something most men today still don't. You cannot control what other people do to you, but you can control the space between the pain and your reaction. And in that space, silence is not weakness. Silence is power. Now let's break down exactly why this matters. 7 reasons why weak men talk and strong men stay silent. The first reason is simple. Silence protects your power. Every word you speak gives information. Information is power. When you talk too much, you hand that power to others. You reveal your fears, your strategies, your insecurities. You become an open book in a world that rewards mystery. Epictetus taught, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." As a slave, he learned this brutally. His survival depended on observing his masters, understanding their moods, their desires, their weaknesses. Speaking carelessly could mean a beating, or worse. So he listened. He watched. He kept his own counsel, hoarding his true thoughts like precious gold. Imagine a critical workplace meeting. You've been working on a complex project for months. When it's your turn to present, you launch into a detailed explanation. You reveal every strategy, every challenge, every potential pitfall. Your voice is eager. Your hands gesture wildly. Your face flushes with nervous energy. You answer questions no one asked, trying to impress. Across the table, a colleague sits silently. He observes. He asks one precise, strategic question at the end, then lets the silence hang. Later, he subtly takes credit for a key insight that you revealed. Your over-explanation cost you. To protect your power, practice a 3-second pause before responding. Ask yourself, does this need to be said? Does it need to be said by me? Does it need to be said now? If the answer isn't a clear yes, stay silent. Let the other person fill the void. The second reason is more uncomfortable. Your words reveal your weaknesses. What you defend reveals what you fear. What you explain reveals what you doubt. Weak men talk to convince others of their worth. Strong men know their actions speak for them. Epictetus wrote, "First learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak." For a slave, every word had consequences. A careless remark could be twisted, used against you, or lead to punishment. He understood that words, once spoken, cannot be retrieved, and they often betray the speaker's inner turmoil. Picture a man at a social gathering. Someone subtly questions his career or his fitness level. He immediately launches into a long speech. He explains his gym routine, his demanding schedule, his past achievements. His voice is slightly too loud. His eyes scan the room, searching for approval. The more he talks, the more desperate his energy becomes. He thinks he's proving his value. Everyone else can feel his insecurity. Meanwhile, another man faces a similar jab. He simply smiles, takes a slow sip of his drink, and says nothing. His calm, unbothered silence commands more respect than any explanation ever could. If you feel the urge to explain yourself at length, use it as a signal. There is insecurity there. Work on that, not on the speech. The third reason, silence is training. Every moment you choose not to speak is a repetition in the gym of self-control. Stoicism is built on this idea. You don't control the world, you control your response. When you're insulted, your impulse is to fire back. When you're misunderstood, your impulse is to correct, to argue, to make them get it. Silence interrupts that reflex. Think of a man stuck in traffic. Someone cuts him off. He feels the surge of anger, the urge to shout, to honk, to chase. If he gives in every time, he trains his brain. I'm a slave to whatever happens outside me. Now think of a different man. He feels the same surge, but he notices it. He breathes. He grips the steering wheel. He says nothing. He lets the anger rise and fall. From the outside, it looks like nothing happened. Inside, he just did a rep. Every time you choose silence over reaction, you prove to yourself, I'm not controlled by my emotions. I control my response. Weak men need to talk because they cannot bear the discomfort of silence. Strong men use silence to build an unshakable inner calm. The fourth reason, silence makes you unpredictable, and unpredictable people are dangerous, not violent, not reckless, just unreadable. In any negotiation, argument, or conflict, the person who talks less usually has the advantage. When you stay quiet, people project their own fears and stories onto you. Imagine an argument in a relationship. One person is loud, emotional, over-explaining, threatening to leave, bringing up the past. The other stays calm, listens, speaks rarely, uses short, clear sentences, and often simply stays silent. Which one feels in control? Silence creates a question mark. What is he thinking? Is he hurt? Is he angry? Is he planning something? Most people fear that uncertainty, so they adjust their behavior. They soften their tone. They backtrack. And you never had to raise your voice. Used correctly, silence is not passive. It's strategic. The fifth reason is practical. Silence buys you time. Words spoken in anger become regrets in memory. Stoicism teaches us to insert reason between stimulus and response, to pause, to think, to choose. When you talk immediately, you lock yourself in. You commit before you've reflected. Imagine your boss calls you into a meeting. He criticizes your work, unfairly in your view. You feel the burn of injustice, the urge to defend, to interrupt, to list your achievements. If you react, you may say something impulsive that hurts your reputation or your job. Now imagine you choose silence. You listen fully. You take notes. You nod once. You say only, I understand your concerns. Let me reflect on this and I'll come back with a plan. You walk out. You breathe. You think. Silence is the space where wisdom has a chance to appear. Weak men fill that space with noise. Strong men fill it with thought. The sixth reason: silence is a mirror. It exposes others more than it exposes you. When you talk less, others show who they really are. In negotiations, the person who breaks the silence first usually reveals their desperation. In arguments, if you stay calm and quiet, the other person often escalates. They become more emotional, more irrational, more revealing. Epictetus knew that if he spoke too much, he gave his masters ammunition, but if he watched silently, he saw their weaknesses, their contradictions, their lies. Think of someone you suspect is lying to you. You could interrupt, accuse, explain how you know, or you can ask one short question, then stay silent. They start talking, they over-explain, they change details, they contradict themselves. Your silence gave them enough rope to tie their own knot. You don't have to expose people. They will often expose themselves if you stop helping them with your words. The seventh and deepest reason: silence puts you in contact with reality. Most of our talking isn't about truth. It's about ego. We speak to be seen, to be admired, to be right, to feel important. Epictetus taught that philosophy isn't about sounding wise. It's about living in accordance with nature, with what is real. When you're always talking, you're in performance mode, acting for an audience. Silence forces you to face what is actually there: your emotions, your fears, your desires, your situation. A man who cannot be silent is a man who cannot be alone with himself. He needs noise to drown out the discomfort inside. Strong men choose silence because they are not afraid of reality. They would rather confront an uncomfortable truth than live inside a comfortable lie built with words. Bringing it all together, weak men talk because they fear silence. They fear being misunderstood, so they over-explain. They fear being judged, so they defend. They fear being ignored, so they perform. Strong men understand something different. Silence protects your power. Silence hides your weaknesses. Silence trains your self-control. Silence makes you unpredictable. Silence gives you time to think. Silence exposes other people. And silence aligns you with reality. This doesn't mean you never speak. Stoicism isn't about becoming a statue. It means you speak less often, more slowly, and with more weight. You choose your words the way a warrior chooses his battles. Carefully, deliberately, without desperation. So the next time someone accuses you falsely, the next time you feel that rush of emotion, that urge to defend yourself, to explain, to talk, remember Epictetus, a man with nothing, no status, no freedom, his leg twisted, his bone broken, still completely in control of the only thing that truly mattered, his response. You may not control what they say or what they do, but you always control whether you open your mouth or keep your power. Choose silence more often, not as a retreat, but as a weapon. Because in a world where everyone is talking, the quiet man is the one people listen to. If you want to build this kind of Stoic strength, not just in theory, but in your daily life, subscribe to Forged by Stoicism and watch the next video I prepared for you. It will show you how to stay calm when everything around you is chaos. Silence is the start. Self-mastery is the goal. Let's forge it together.